I just blacked out and I screamed and I prayed before he went back into the operating room.
It's been a little more than a year since Waseca, Minnesota police officer Eric Matson was shot in the head in the line of duty, leaving him with a traumatic brain injury. Reporter Julie Nelson sat down with Eric and his wife Megan to talk about that night and how it changed their lives forever.
Waseca police officer Eric Matson doesn't remember much about the night that changed his life. He'd been dispatched on a call about a prowler in a backyard.
It was just such a selfish act. He had a warrant, he didn't want to go back to jail, and I just happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time.
At 8:44, I get a knock at the door.
His wife Megan remembers every detail.
I go answer the door and there stands 3 police officers and one of my friends. And they had told me that Eric had been shot and that it was really bad.
A state patrol helicopter got Megan to North Memorial Hospital in just 20 minutes, where law enforcement officers silently lined the halls.
Some guys were holding it together and others just couldn't because it was too close to home.
Megan didn't cry until she saw Eric.
I think I just blacked out and I screamed and I prayed before he went back into the operating room.
5 hours later, Eric woke from surgery to a new reality. The bullet that tore through his skull left him with a traumatic brain injury.
I couldn't even sit up in bed without falling over. I remember when I woke up, I tried to move my left hand and it wouldn't move, and I'm like, why doesn't that work?
He would spend the next 8 months in hospitals and rehab centers trying to retrain his brain.
It's kind of like a messy construction site, and he has to reroute new roads.
It's all
a grueling process of learning how to walk, talk, and eat again.
Were there points when you just wanted to give up?
I knew I couldn't because I had so many people behind me supporting me.
en route 1019 back to Waseca.
On behalf of everyone listening, I would like to greet you back to the city of Waseca and home. We have missed you and could not wait for this day.
On October 19th, Eric finally came home to a hero's welcome. A happy day for sure.
Just the support that everybody was there for our police department was just heartwarming.
But it was not without heartache.
Everybody cried every night for 2 weeks when Eric came home in October. Just because it was so exciting to have Daddy home, but then it was the realization that he's different.
The daddy who swam at the beach with his girls and left them love notes by their lunchboxes in the morning had changed.
I think when he came home and he was in the home environment, that's when it really hit them.
It hits Megan in small moments, like when she goes in for a hug and he pushes her away.
That's a hard part, being rejected. But we know it's not Eric doing that, it's the TBI.
An in-home nurse helps ease the strain 5 days a week. The Matsons' faith in God and close ties with their church sustains them.
We listen to God, we pray. There's a purpose to why God chose Eric that night. And we're just trying to find that purpose.
Megan meditates often on one verse in particular shared with her by her pastor.
Grace upon grace, give yourself grace, and give Eric grace. And that has stuck with me ever since.
And I imagine it requires that every day.
Every day. Every hour could be different. I mean, he could be fine right now, and then by this afternoon, it could be a totally different scenario.
Doctors say as long as Eric keeps working, he can keep improving.
We do monthly goals. So like last month for January, we set a goal for you to put your socks on, your boxers on, and your pants on by yourself.
For now, they keep their goals small.
It's living day to day, hour to hour.
Choosing not to focus on the selfish act of January 6th, but to generously commit to each other every day.
I'm just lucky that you're so understanding and supportive and everything.
Love you.
I love you too. I'll keep trying for you every day.
Eric has a lot of work ahead of him. The Minnesota Police Officers Association set up a fund in the Matsons' name to help pay for the additional rehabilitation expenses. If you'd like to help out and contribute, we have a link with this story on our website at valleynewslive.com. After a couple of challenging years, a local wrestling program is ready to flex its muscle at the upcoming state tournament. Beth has their story next in sports.